Oh, what's up? Back here another week in my bedroom here doing this discussion board video, modular fraction. Um, so the three favorite websites I visited, um, I liked most of them. They all seem to provide some pretty good information, and I think I've actually bookmarked all of them in my Google bookmarks. So I'll probably end up going back to them here as I get closer to my teaching. The first one though that was my probably number one favorite was For Teachers. It's free, which is even better for us young teachers as we're starting out to get a source, any sort of source of a good quality information that's for free. Because it was cool, like because they have a bunch of different um, things that you can go through. They had a classroom floor plan. I mean, that's more for like kindergarten teachers, but I guess if you wanted to play around with it as a high school teacher, kind of see different ways you could put your classroom and just have it online instead of, if you're like me and just suck at drawing, you can go to this website and um, kind of have a more accurate representation of what your classroom looks like. Then they also have a sign a day, which is basically like it gives you the ability to like share a calendar with other teachers. So if you're like at a bigger school where maybe there's like one or two other teachers that are teaching the same classes as you are, you guys could kind of collaborate and share your calendar with each other through this assign a day, and it'd be awesome to be able to kind of see what the other teachers are doing, how much progress they've made, to see if your class is behind, whether you're ahead, and just to kind of stay on the same page, especially when you're starting out, because it'll help you to be able to kind of learn from these other teachers as far as how they're doing their lesson plans. Um, then also they have the Quiz Star, which lets you create quizzes, and I think that's awesome because there's a lot of different websites you can go to, but if you already, they already have so many good resources on this website, instead of doing, 20 different websites that you're looking and getting information off of, I think it's just awesome that all this information is all like combined into like one website. And then the other cool thing was they actually have like lessons and info on like teaching students with like special needs or disabilities, or even like um, if maybe you have a student like a foreign exchange student that has trouble understanding like English, you can look up stuff for that too. So I thought that was a super neat idea, just in case maybe you don't want to talk to another teacher or you want to, find information out first. You can go to this website, check things out, these different lesson plans. Stupid phone. ESPN, gosh, gotta love them. um, so the other website I had was Edutopia, Edutopia, however you pronounce it. It's another good one because they have a lot of like articles, and it's a cool looking like website. They even have a deal to their Twitter page, so they show like their Twitter feed on the side, kind of as what they're tweeting. Um, and but it's cool because they have a bunch of different topics that you can go through, and different articles that you can read on stuff that's going on today. And so if you want to read something on whether it's, teachers trying to promote themselves, differentiated instruction, um, or any sort of other like topics, even like they even have like an Oscar week special, and you can kind of just check that stuff out and see how they're um, you see the different articles. So it's a good website for teachers to visit. And then, they also have stuff on from classroom management to um, integrating technology into the classroom to even like curriculum planning. So they cover really basically everything you need to know about about teaching. And so it's a really awesome website as well. And then the third one is Discovery, and it's another good one because it's I really like the setup of the website there too. Like it's a more modern website. Some of these other websites are kind of somewhat behind the times as far as um, like how the website's set up and how it looks, and they're really up to date, and they have like a lesson plan library that you can check out. So if maybe you're struggling with coming up with a lesson plan for one lesson, you can go check it out, see what lessons they have on there, kind of compare, take some information from that, and kind of blend it all together. And then the awesome thing was they have brain boosters, which you could use these, and I thought of using these like for the beginning of class to kind of get your class settled down and get their minds going. They call them brain boosters, and it's a really cool thing because they have it just kind of gives you like different scenarios. A couple of them that I looked at were one was like it was talking about like cross country kids coming back from a race, and it said like say A got second, D didn't get last, and then it gives you another set of scenarios um, for like say like B didn't get last, but they didn't get first, and you just kind of have to almost like a riddle, kind of like a math riddle. So it's a really neat um, deal that I think I probably will use like in the classroom and kind of incorporate that at the beginning of class just to kind of see what the students, you know, help them kind of come into class enjoying it, maybe hopefully looking forward to it. I can give candy away or something if they get it correct. So that's really awesome. And as far as Kia, the website, um, it's it's pretty good. I like it. There's a lot of good things about it, but um, it's it's kind of also behind the times as far as like the websites go. It's not like super up to date, but still like it'll get the job done. And I don't know how much it costs, but you know this is one that I'd probably end up going to the other websites that I mentioned earlier because they're free. And I mean I'm pretty tight with my money, so I don't really want to necessarily spend a bunch of money on these different resources when I have free stuff I can go to. Um, but I mean it's a really good website because you can create your own quizzes, activities, and you can see the results right there. And with with the technology in the classrooms nowadays, people with Chromebooks, um, the iPad 1-to-1 ratio, it's good because they could just go onto the website, do their quiz or whatever, and you get the results right away. So they'll know right away, and then you as a teacher will also know and won't have to. It saves you from some grading things. I may use it, but it kind of depends because I really think I just want to stick with more uh, free stuff, and but it's cool to know like that I could go to this and kind of as a backup plan if maybe I begin to not like some of the other websites as I get more into them. Um, and then um, the open educational resources, there were some really good ones. The one that I didn't necessarily, that's probably my third favorite. My least favorite would be Merlot, and I just didn't. Some of that information didn't seem like it was real updated. Like some of it had said it had been put on in like 2002 when it was added to the website. So I didn't really like fully look into like all of them, but it just seemed like it said obviously it was like modified or whatever, but I'm just wondering if maybe some of this information is kind of a little outdated because the website itself too was it kind of has a plain look to it, so it just wasn't really attractive to me, and so I didn't really go real in depth with that. Um, the Open Academy though, that actually is a really good looking website, and I was looking through the math stuff and they have some linear algebra stuff on here. I'm taking linear algebra right now and kind of struggling. I've missed quite a few classes with track meets, and I really honestly think that I might just check this out for like basically like tutoring help for me because I need some help, and I'm struggling. So this would be a really good website, and I could refer this to my kids. And if they're struggling on something, maybe want see if maybe hearing a different voice could help them maybe learn, or if they miss a class, I could have them also watch this as well as maybe something that I gave just for some extra help to try to ingrain it in their brains. Um, and then the OER website I thought was really cool. They had a one on transformation of trig functions, and it's almost kind of like the GeoGebra thing, and but it's just on the website, and it'll show like a graph of the cosine function, the sine functions, all that stuff, and shows like the transformations of everything. And there's a lot of really cool stuff as far as like angle bisectors, circle properties, dilating triangles. Um, so I think that'll be a really really good website I think as well for me to try out as a teacher. Um, I'm really impressed because a lot of these are some really helpful websites, and it's nice to kind of have this class and this overview to kind of give me a big list, and I'm bookmarking them all right now. And then as I start teaching, I can maybe start narrowing the list down as to what are my favorites after going through and using them. So I think these really could be honestly like really important sources of information, especially as technology grows even more. It'll be good to have websites like this so where you're not trying to come up with all this stuff on your own. How am I going to integrate an iPad into my math classroom, so on and so forth. So, you know, I'm really excited being able to check out all this information.